When people ask me what I research, I sometimes feel a little shy, but then I usually just say sex, and that seems to get people's attention. Actually, I began research by thinking about sex education in schools, but because of that experience, I've started to think of sexuality as something larger than just having sex. In education, we can recognize, I think, that sexuality broadly defined is intimately tied to our engagements in the world. So we'll talk about falling in love with books, or having crushes on ideas, or being passionate about learning a language, for instance. And I see all of these experiences as part of sexuality. And at the same time, we also recognize that sexuality can make us feel undone or overwhelmed or even shattered. But somehow, when we talk to youth, sexuality gets reduced to sex, and we deny all this messiness and retreat into facts and science and information. And I think we almost think of information as armor against the messiness of sexuality. And yet, as hard as we may try to keep sexuality cordoned off in the health class or the Gay-Straight Alliance, researchers know and teachers tell us that sexuality is everywhere. It's in the classroom, in the curriculum, it spills out into the hallways, the bathrooms, the soccer field, the cafeteria. It's there in kindergarten as much as in high school. And so, in my research, I'm interested in thinking about this circulation of sexuality through education, not only as something that must be addressed in sex education, but also as the grounds of learning and our curiosity about ourselves and the world around us. In a current research project, Affective Beginnings, LGBT Issues in Teacher Education, I'm working in collaboration with Jessica Fields at San Francisco State University, Nancy Lesko at Teachers College, and Mary Lou Rasmussen at Monash University in Australia. And together, we're exploring the emotional atmospheres that frame conversations about lesbian and gay issues in teacher education. We think that if we're going to prepare beginning teachers to address LGBT issues in their classrooms, then it's not enough to give them information or resources. We need to help them think about how to navigate the tricky emotional worlds that sexuality introduces into education. We are asking beginning teachers to describe their experiences of learning or not learning about LGBT issues in their teacher education so that we can begin to think about how these teachers make sense of their conflicted feelings about sexuality, their worries about upsetting parents or principals, and their desire to offer all of their students a positive learning environment. In that project, and in all my research really, I'm trying to remind the field of education that sexuality is what makes us feel alive, interested, and open to the world. And so we can't shut down sexuality without running the risk of shutting down learning. All those crushes and controversies we normally try to keep outside of the school are also the things that make school potentially an exciting place to be.